mindset that I'm about to tell you is what helped me lose 10 pounds in a year and go from being a loser to life to me pretty much dominating in every single way, whether it's in my studies, whether it's in my health, whether it's in my fitness. And I believe that it can do the exact same thing for you if you just take action on the words that I'm about to say. So let me just take you back a moment. So let's say we were like 7 or 8, scrolling on YouTube, and you find a video that says something like, get abs in 5 minutes, where it's some random skinny guy doing like 10 sit-ups and then getting a slight pump in his abs and showing you. And I remember when I went to one of those and I did the full 5-minute activity, and it burned like hell, of course, because I was a fatty. And then I looked down, no abs. What the heck? Why didn't that work? So then I pretty much just lost all motivation to exercise for about a year. And what I want to tell you is that if you've gone through something similar where you've tried to maybe do some sort of activity, like for me it was losing weight, and you don't see any results after a few days of you trying super hard, I'm gonna tell you right now that you're actually on the cusp of something great here. And if you can relate to these words, I guarantee you, after this video, you'll be able to lose 10 pounds easily, 20 pounds. How much ever you need to do. Because here's the thing with progress and success that nobody really tells you. When you do something such as maybe an ab workout or some sort of workout, you don't make progress like this. It's not a straight line. You know this. You've done the 5-minute ab workout, get abs in 5 minutes video, but nothing really happened. It just sort of stayed the same, right? First of all, it's because you don't get abs in 5 minutes, but let's say you've done something different. Maybe you've gone on a sort of diet for 5 or 6 days and you were working really hard, but you just didn't see any progress, so you gave up. Well, you've actually been conditioned to think by all the video games and all the junk food that you've eaten. Because the thing you need to understand is that the results that you get for your actions don't come immediately. Again, you've been tricked by all these video games that you've played to think that, okay, click that button, get XP. It's a linear, it's fixed progression model. You kill that cow, you get this much XP. But life doesn't work exactly like that. You know, you've done the diet for 4 or 5 days. You might see like a 1% improvement, but you just get discouraged and you stop doing the thing. But the actual reality is that progress doesn't go like this. It's not a straight line. Instead, progress is more like a curve. You start out really slow, but slowly you make progress and you explode like crazy. See, for the first 3 to 4, maybe even 6 months of your weight loss journey, or any journey as a whole when you're trying to make progress or destroy an old habit, few months, the first few reps are like the universe tests to you. And this is an analogy I like, is that when you're trying to change the universe and how it works, the universe will test you. It will resist your actions. It will resist you trying to change. And that's because you just haven't put in enough reps yet. But slowly as you do, suddenly you'll just take off. What most people aren't willing to do is stick to a habit or a goal and not see any results for a few moments, for a few days, weeks, or even months. You do the workouts for a few weeks, but you don't see any progress, so you quit. That is the wrong mindset, because how it works, and this is something that I didn't know for so long, is that you are actually making progress when you're doing the workouts. When you do the good habit, you're making progress. You just don't see it yet, because that's like the upper 10% of the rewards, because you actually see progress when you're at the like exploding point. But first you need to start putting in the effort and slowly tip the bar a little bit. When you sacrifice for the first few months and you don't see any results, that is a good sign, because that means that as soon as you take off, you're going to take off like nothing you've ever seen before. When I started my weight loss journey, I might have not even had any effects on the scale, that I didn't really look any different, because that's pretty much the universe testing you to be better, to keep going. Most people don't lose weight because they aren't thinking long term. They're thinking, okay, I want to get shredded in 6 weeks. So they buy this stupid V-Shred program, or you've seen like these weird fitness influencers are talking about like cutting to 900 calories a day. But you don't see any results from that. Not because you're not good enough, but because you simply haven't put enough time and sacrifice into it yet. But if you kept going, you would have seen results. Success doesn't come immediately. It's not just a linear thing where you click the button. At first, it's agonizing. You don't make any progress, and then you shoot up. And this works for pretty much anything in life. You just have to start by accepting that you suck and that you're not good and that you're not going to make progress for a little bit. And you have to be okay with this before you start making the huge gains that you see people online making. You have to be okay with not seeing results for a little bit, because as soon as you do, that's when life starts getting good. If everybody would easily get like a 6-pack, if it was that easy, everybody would have it. But not everybody is able to put in the work except for you, because you're different. You've seen the people around you smoking these vapes and eating the junk food and complaining, and these blue hair feminist teachers telling you that it's okay to be fat. But you've called it BS for a while now. But you just need a little push, and I'm just here to tell you that if you do the work for just a few weeks or a few months, and you're able to put in the work without seeing any results, you are fit to become a millionaire. You are fit to pretty much doing whatever you want in life. Because if you're okay with not seeing results and still doing the work, you will be insanely motivated when you start actually seeing results. And this is the thing that these superhero movies and all these different programs that you see online get wrong, is that, like, let's take for example Spider-Man. He got bit by the spider immediately. He got bit by the spider and immediately he got these powers. Immediately he was 6 foot free and attracting all the women in his high school. And immediately after that, he was able to conquer the world and do whatever. That's not how it works in real life. In real life, it's a steady, slow, gradual, inch by inch progress. Where at the start, you don't even see any results. You see, if you've been eating junk food every single day for 10 years and you do 5 sit-ups, of course nothing's gonna change. But as soon as you start tipping the scales and but if you just gave it a little bit longer and you start putting in the work without really having to see any results for it, you are fit to do pretty much anything in life, because progress starts slow and then jumps up. And this 3 to 6 month gap where you don't see any progress, that's what's been keeping you down all this time. And that's what's been preventing you from losing the weight and improving your studying skills and actually developing a character that everybody wants to be around. It just takes a little bit of time. And here's the thing, the time is going to pass by anyways. You not doing the work for 6 months just sort of baffles me, because the time was going to pass by anyways. So if there's a version that you that just kept on going as you were, eating the junk food every day, playing the video games that need it every single day, you're going to get the same results if you were just going to switch your focus, and if you instead just did the workouts every single day and you progressed through life without seeing the results for a bit. Here's the thing though, 3 to 6 months, no matter how long that might seem, it's going to pass by anyways. So think about it, if there are two alternate realities of you, one of them just goes on and he keeps on playing the video games every single day. He keeps on blaming everybody around him for his problems, and he keeps on agreeing to these blue-haired feminist stupid women around them saying that they should stay fat. But then there's the other alternate reality of you who started putting in the work every single day for that 6 month period, and both of them will be on drastically different places in life, because one of them agreed to do the work. One of them decided that he's gonna face the universe's test no matter what. Because again, getting abs is not a 5-minute workout routine. Getting the good grades is not a 5-minute study session. Instead, it's you doing the work every single day for an extended period amount of time. No matter how little work you do, you just sitting down and doing 5 or 10 minutes of that work every single day for a few years. That's what makes you get the success that you want. You have to let time do its magic, because success doesn't come in a flash. Success takes time. There's this little window before you start seeing results, and that's what messes everybody else. But if you're willing to just push through a little bit and you start pushing yourself away from these video games where you're just distracting yourself from your goals, and you start actually putting your time into what's useful, the time is going to pass by anyways, and you just made it so that you've elevated yourself in that time, and that is so powerful. So here's what you have to do. You have to be okay with not seeing results for a while, but you can't burn yourself out too. If you do a 2-hour workout every single day, don't bullcrap yourself. In 3 days you would have quit, because you're just not there yet. You haven't seen the results yet, and you're also simply not developed the habit of showing up every single day, and that's what's necessary. So here's the trick. You need to start out slow. You need to start out so small that it doesn't even seem like you're making any progress, and then you start building on top of that. You don't immediately start squatting 300 kilograms, and you don't immediately start doing 3-hour workouts. Instead, do a 5-minute workout every single day for 30 days. That's it. See, time is your greatest ally if you simply do the good habits. When you do the good habits and you let time do its thing, you will see insane progress. Because a fat guy can run for 30 minutes or 3 hours today, but nothing's gonna change, because he hasn't done it every single day. But the person who's run 20 minutes or even just 5 minutes, 10 minutes every single day for 365 days for a year or 2 years, he will have gotten so much more results, because he's let time do his magic. He's let the universe see that he deserves it, because he's willing to show up even when he doesn't see that any results have actually showed up, even when he sees that he hasn't really gotten any results. So here's your actionable step for today that's gonna change your life if you act upon it. Because as soon as I did, that's when the flick switched, and that's when I started making real progress. Take a sheet of paper and write down 3 habits that I want you to just get into and start getting consistent at. One is daily exercise for just a short period of time. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, that's it. Because here's the thing, you were never going to do a 2-hour workout every single day. But when you start doing a certain habit every single day, even if it's just 5 minutes a day, 2 minutes a day, and you start tipping the scales, you create this new identity for yourself. You slowly tip the scales, and now you're somebody who shows up every single day to do the workout. You're no longer the fat guy on the couch playing video games. You're now the kid who shows up every single day and gets the stuff and does the work even when he doesn't feel like. Even if it's just 5 minutes a day, you're slowly tipping your identity to decide that's going to benefit you. Because here's the thing that I like, because here's an analogy I like to take. Whenever you do the good habit, it's like taking a pebble and putting it on a scale that's supporting your identity. Whenever you do a 5-minute workout, you've just taken a pebble and put it on the scale that says that, oh, you work out. You're a fit person. However, whenever you do an activity that's something like eating the junk food or sitting there and playing video games for the next 8 hours, you've just taken a stone and put it onto the scale on the other end. So for the first few days, the side that has the good efforts, the good habits, that identity where you're crafting yourself in a good way, it's not gonna weigh much. But as soon as you keep going for 100 days, 300 days, 500 days, all of a sudden that scale weighs so much and you've just created a new identity for yourself. This isn't a one-time thing where you just throw a boulder onto the scale, but you've just added tiny rocks onto that side. You've slowly created this new identity for yourself and you slowly foster this new habit. You need to let time do its thing. You need to make time your friend. And the only way to do that is to start small. So again, 5 to 10 minute workout just for next 14 days, 30 days, whatever time frame you want to decide for yourself. Do it every single day. Next is something that you may automatically, next is a habit that 90% of people are just going to click off immediately because they find it so disgusting that somebody success a habit that's not food maxing, looks maxing, hammer mewing. It's meditation. And here's the thing. I don't mean meditation by you sitting on a rock in the middle of the ocean and praying Om to yourself every single day. No, that's not what I'm talking about. Meditation is simply you concentrating on one point, which is normally your breath, right? And then you just slowly keeping the thoughts away. You don't get distracted. Because here's just an example I want to give you of how meditation changed my life. If I put a candy bar right in front of you, your fat ass would probably pick it up, unwrap it, and eat it within the next 5 seconds. You wouldn't even think of it, right? It's like you going onto the computer and just clicking the Y and enter to get to YouTube immediately. The idea is, so here's the thing, how meditation works is that you stay focused on this one point, which is in this case your breath. So you breathe in with me, and you stay focused on the sound of your breath going into your nose, whatever you want to do. Maybe it's the sound, maybe it's just the feeling of the cold air that's going into your mouth. And the idea is, after you do this for a few breaths, you're going to start getting some thoughts into your mind. These thoughts are pretty much distractions. They're pretty much taking you away. So the idea is that instead of you being the thoughts, instead of you being the impulse, you're just observing it. You're just observing the thoughts that are going through your mind. So again, for the next 5 breaths, just meditate with me. Because I have no other friends who agreed to do this with me. There. After a few seconds, you've probably gotten some thoughts going through your head. What you need to do is you need to simply get rid of these thoughts. You need to start pushing them away and getting back to the breath. What this does is there's a little pause between me putting down the chocolate bar onto the table and you reaching to that. Meditation brings you back to the present moment, brings you back to focus. Where in that little pause, you're able to make a different decision. Where instead of you just impulsively grabbing the chocolate bar like a little baby, like a little fatty you are, after a little bit, meditation pretty much kicks in, and now you're able to take that pause and observe, like, wait, no, this does not align to my goals. I'm not gonna pick up the candy bar. So now whenever I had a piece of chocolate or a piece of chips put in front of me, my impulse may be to grab it and just start going to town. But after meditating for so long, what happened was my mind is able to tune out this distraction, just like a thought in your mind, and give me enough time to realize, wait, no, I'm not gonna eat it because that's not aligned to my goals. I'm gonna make a whole video on meditation, and I don't expect you to do this and I don't expect you to do this right off the bat. But look into meditation, mindfulness meditation. It will change your life. And finally, the third and final habit is just you sleeping on time. Because again, this is just a small win, right? I'm not telling you again to resist every single candy bar thrown at your fat face. Because if I told my past self 3 years ago when I was a fatty to not eat any junk food, I just run away. I don't care. Kill yourself. Because I'm not motivated at all. I don't have these habits set in place. I don't have these belief systems set in place. I don't believe in myself that I can resist these junk foods because it's part of my identity as a fat person. So instead of me trying to tell you, okay, go on a paleo diet and blend all of the green foods you eat, go on a paleo diet and drink asparagus juice every day. No, I'm not telling you to go that extreme because that's not what I'm here to do. My goal isn't to let you mentally masturbate. It's for me to help you grow. And we grow by starting out small. That's why I'm just telling you, okay, go to sleep on time, exercise 5 to 10 minutes every single day, and I want you to do this tactic that's really helped me out, is to create a little sheet of paper that has these 2 or 3 habits on it. I'll put a picture of it on the screen, maybe now in a few minutes. And you write down under each habit a few boxes representing each day from now on. And every single day you do the habit. So you exercise for 5 minutes. You meditate for 3 breaths or 10 breaths, and you went to sleep on time. You just tick it off, and you stick this piece of paper to your wall, and you get a daily reminder to do the good habit. Because now you're reminded and you're motivated. Because if you keep the streak going, you've got this motivation, and when you miss out on the streak, it's okay because it's just a small loss and you've just held yourself accountable and you can go the next day and do it. So again, exercise 5 to 10 minutes, sleep on time, and start meditating, and just keep going for 30 days. Let the efforts compound. You may not see any difference because again, 10 minutes of exercise, you might be thinking like, "Oh, you're not going to see any difference." Of course. But you were never going to commit to a 30-hour workout routine every single week. So we have to start small and work our way up. So just do these two, maybe even just the 2 habits, because if you're a pussy and you're not going to meditate, that's fine by me. I'm going to convince you otherwise later. But the idea is do these 3 habits every single day, just a little bit. Small wins. 5 minutes of working out. Maybe just do some push-ups and sit-ups. That's all. Do 10 of each and you're good. Maybe even if it's just one push-up. It doesn't matter. You just need to get the habit in and stack the scales on that one end so that you start growing and you start changing this identity about yourself. That's what truly helped me lose the 10 pounds. And that's what will truly help you out the most. So yeah, that's all I have for today. Go down and click the subscribe button right now so that you get more videos just like this posted to your feed. My name's Atharv. See you soon.